Hi.
Hi, this is David Clark with BroadwayWorld.
And I'm Dixie Longate, your Tupperware lady, and I'm sitting here with David from BroadwayWorld, and we're going to talk about some stuff. I've got my show, Dixie's Tupperware Party, happening at TUTS, TUTS Theater Under the Stars here in Houston, Texas, from June 4th to the 16th. Jesus Christ, I know everything about this. How are you, darling?
I'm doing all right.
Tell me what's going on. Oh, I'm better for your asking. Aren't you so sweet?
All right. So as a lady from the South, what are you most looking forward to about your visit to Houston?
This is my very first time in Houston, and everybody says you got to do a couple things. You got to go to the museum, because I wanted to see where they said, Houston, we got a problem. And they're like, hey, what up? Don't have a problem. Eat some more barbecue. And I want to get some good barbecue. I don't want to go on a mechanical bull ride. And because, keep practice, you got to keep doing it. Otherwise, you might fall off. You lose your leg strength if you don't do it all that often. You gotta learn how to grip. So that's important. And things like that, just like walk around. I was walking around town last night, I got here, and I was walking around town. It is such a nice little city, and everything's in a grid, so when you're running into the people, you keep running in the same time, you know when to go the other way, because you don't want to see me in. And it's a gorgeous city. I'm looking forward to seeing all it has to offer, and going to the aquarium, because I like crustaceans. And all sorts of things. And I'm waiting to see what some of the good folks here in Houston say. Hey, make sure you go to this. I went and got some barbecue and some brisket at Good Company and saw the giant armadillo that looks like a disco ball. There's going to be so much to do while I'm here, and I can't wait. I'm not going to even have enough time.
Don't forget St. Arnold's, just down the road.
I have already had St. Arnold in my mouth twice today. I had a little beer one, and then I had a root beer one. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to have St. Arnold in my mouth more than most people that are in my mouth. And he's a saint, so he's going to look forward to it.
All right, so how did you first get involved in selling Tupperware?
I got out of prison, and my parole officer said, you need a job in order to get your kids back. And I'm like, because kids are so annoying. And then, especially if they're yours, but you're not allowed to, leave them, in the water or run them over with a car. The law frowns on such things, whatever. So basically, my parole officer said I should do something that I can make some money. And so she suggested I do Tupperware. And I thought she's crazy. I was like, Tupperware, that's for old ladies, so I don't want to sell Tupperware. And I went to my first party, and I got free cocktails at the first party. And that was completely what wrote me in. I figured if I can get free drinks by going to work, I said, okay. And if you're a barmaid or one of them people that work around a pole at a honky-tonk, it leaves a mark, and if somebody puts shortening on the pole, you slip and you get a shoulder bruise, and it's just, and you can't cover that up with a sundress because it gets shoulderless, and everybody's like, oh, you got that bruise, somebody put that thing, like if you have a friend that's doing the grease pig chase at the fair, and then they come up, they're like, let me get around the pole, and then they end up smearing grease on it, and then you fall. That's a slip and fall accident you don't want to have, and I don't want to go through all that because its arms don't reach out this big, So I said, oh, let me try something else. And she said, how about I'm doing Tupperware? And so I did my first party, and I had so much fun. And then I went to the Jubilee. I did a bunch of parties, and it was going well. And then I went to the Jubilee, and which is a big Tupperware convention, and everybody was so neighborly, and I had the best time. And I was like, I'm going to stay. And I wanted to try to get up on stage. That was going to be my goal. So I just did as many parties as I could till I got up on stage, got recognition, and then it all snowballed. And now I'm touring the damn country with my show. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. It's like semi-lunatical.
So selling Tupperware as long as you have, I'm sure you've discovered some pretty incredible uses for the products.
Oh, hell yes.
What is one of your favorite discoveries?
Well, okay, there's so many, it's hard to tell. But one of my favorites is, when you go to church and you're like, I've heard this story. And then they go and they're talking about, Jesus did this and did this. I'm like, I know, he does it every Christmas. Why we're talking about this again? I get it. I already praised him. Well, the Jello shot caddy, you can take cakes or cupcakes on it. I put Jello shots on it. I tell you what, if you drink too many of them, you'll be napping during the sermon, which is frowned on, of course. But if you just drink a couple of them, it'll fly right through that sermon. It's going to fly through. You're going to be screaming Jesus' name. And it's so good. And you look so good when you got through the, cupcake, Jello shot tote, and you're just walking around down the church aisle. And they're like, come on up, it's time for communion. You're like, I'll be right up, Reverend. And then you go up and you drop to your knees and you get in that bar where they serve you the free wine. It's my favorite part. And so it's stuff like that. You can put Jello shots on stuff. You can put in the little place that you have for your meat, in the meat marinator thing, item 702, you can put any sorts of meats, and down here that's good for your brisket or your tube steak, which is delicious, and or seafood. whatever. You can put it all in, and you can put other things in there too. There's
Alrighty. And so the last question I have for you is, what advice would you offer to others who want to make a name for themselves selling Tupperware or in the theater?
Oh my Lord, that's hard. So, what advice for making a name for themselves in Tupperware? Well, first of all, I think both of them are the same. Life is like a party. I have the Tupperware party, and I focus on the party in my life and not just on the stage. On the stage, it makes everybody happy because I'm having a good time, everybody's having a good time. I find theater is that way. I find parties that way. I find life is that way. There is plenty of crap that's always going to go on that's going to be bad. Focus on the party of your life. Focus on the good stuff, and you're always going to have yourself some fun. And it's going to be more neighborly, and you're going to last longer because you're not going to get it so exhausted and get all the bags under your eyes and have everybody like, oh, you damn old tired whore. You know, they're going to be loving you and getting you to come up. And you got to have a moon pie and forget your problems, right? So I think if you just focus on what you want and just work at it, because that's the thing, you got to work hard every day. Sometimes it makes me nuts. I see these little kids on them reality shows and stuff. They're like, I worked my whole life and all that. Oh, shut up. You sang 3 songs at an audition. You got a national television spot. Shut the hell up. You don't know what working is. Working is getting up every day and working on your damn thing, getting it out there and polishing up everything so that when you get the opportunity to be on stage, you get the opportunity to be in front of people, travel the world, see things, be at the home, at the McDonald's that you're working in, whatever it is you're doing. You focus on it, you do it real well, and you're going to shine through. There's no way you won't, because if you focus on everything and you make it so it's something you love, there's no way that everybody else won't notice all the work you put into it. And it just makes the world better. When people do what they do well, when they love what they do and they do it well, it just makes this world a better place. I really believe that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dixie. I appreciate it.
Oh, you make me smile in a no-no place. You're so sweet. Thank you for giving me some time today to have some fun and hang out and talk about you and have a cocktail and everything. You were sweeter than poop. I love you.